What's good? It's your boy King T from the King T Network, and we here again at the HWIC office headquarters. We got a superstar in the building. Come to Me as a Woman, the new movie. It's coming to Tubi. It's real close if it's not out. We got Mel Helmington in the building. How you feeling, my boy?
I feel good.
Yeah, y'all know. Scotty not here. It's okay. Y'all know.
I feel good, man. Thank you for having me, brother. I really appreciate it. When I got that notification on my Instagram from you, I was like, oh man, I know I done made it now.
Come on now.
Chief hitting me up, so yeah, I'm definitely excited for this.
Now we're fresh off the premiere, man. Dope movie.
Thank you.
Dope movie. Shout out HWIC. Shout out the whole cast and crew. But you did your motherfucking thing.
I appreciate
man.
it, brother.
Definitely. Every scene was well thought out. Came with it every time. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Before we really get into the weeds of it, though, I definitely have to give a shout out to Johnny. He's in the back here. He actually, we were supposed to do a couple of movies in the past, but he reached out to me. I was at my friend's house, and I got a text. He says, yo, are you busy later on this week? I want to talk to you. And it's funny because my friends would just ask me when we were sitting there, we were watching the game, and they were like, yo, what's up with the acting thing, man? We ain't seen you do nothing in a while. And then literally a text from him comes up right on my phone. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, great. Okay. So usually, if Johnny's, reaching out for you, especially you take his call and
it's about that time.
Yeah, it's about that time. So I'm like, okay, so obviously there's a movie, but little did I know it was the lead for a movie.
Wow.
And so I was like, wow, okay. And he told me to look over the script and asked me how did I like it. And I was like, yo, I want to do it.
Yeah. And
so then we just, had to find the leading lady. And so you see who that is. So
absolutely, Miss Dejanay just did her thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, when anybody reads that script, I think every guy's gonna take that one. But to really capture kind of like the essence of the character more past just the sex, because you made it a deeper character. Mm-hmm. Some people might have played with it. Some people might have made a joke out of it where they were kind of like, oh yeah, I get to fuck everybody in the goddamn movie. But specifically, you made it like, no, this is a problem. This is a sickness. This is something that I need help. And you was adamant. I believed you. And you was confused, like you said on the premiere. and it felt like it. So for you, taking that role and then embodying the role, what did that take for you?
Preparation, brother. Preparation. I would like to think that the reason why John reached out to me is because he knows how much I take my craft very, very seriously. You know what I mean? And it had nothing to do with, like you said, being with the women. I mean, the women will come, popularity, all that stuff will come. But, like you said before the interview, I'm definitely an actor's actor. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so just from my training from when I, got to this point, just always taking the character seriously, taking the craft seriously, diving deep into the script. The writer spends a lot of time on this stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? John spends a lot of money on this stuff. The paying customer, they come in, they spend their money on this product. Yeah. You know what I mean? When your face is on a poster, you know what I mean? That's just something within itself you just take serious.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to put out the actual budget on what he spent, but it's quite a bit of money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so when he comes to you with the job and he says, yo, I want to make you the face of it, you take that seriously.
Right. Absolutely.
And so what made me just dive deep into the character, man, I think is just wanting to be one of the best actors ever. Not just in Cleveland, not just in Ohio, but period.
Wow. So. Where does that drive come from?
All right, so let's just get into it. It was June of 2014. It was on the 13th. It was, I want to say like noon, maybe a little bit afternoon. Me and my mom went to a Lowe's, and we probably went in there too long. And this guy, he walks up to me and my mom. He's like, oh, I could tell that you guys are, obviously, mother and son. Mm-hmm. And my mom kind of walks off a little bit. And the guy stops me and says, hey, man, what are you going to school for? And I said, well, I actually want to be an actor, man. And so it kind of goes a little quiet. And he looks at me, and he goes in his wallet. He takes out $1, and he hands it to me. And he looks at me dead in my face, just like how I look at you. And he says, this is the most money you'll ever make being an actor.
Y'all, as y'all can see, we preparing, we getting ready for the most anticipated year for the Won't Quit Foundation. So, I go by the name of Tino, the founder of the Won't Quit Foundation, making some announcements for y'all. This summer, we got 2 huge events in the city of Cleveland. First event, June 21st, the 3-on-3 basketball blackout tournament at Cumberland Park in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Saturday, June 22nd, we will have our 2nd annual kickball game. Looking for sponsors, looking for vendors, looking for partners, guest speakers, everything and then some. This is a free event for everybody. All we need you guys to do is bring a donation. If you want to donate, Cash App, Venmo, you name it. Sponsors, if you would like to sponsor, please contact me and my brother King Teeth. We are about to do our big one. Also, another announcement. I got new music coming, y'all. This summer, we dropping my new project. Can't wait for y'all to hear that. Stay locked in, stay in tune. Follow Won't Quit Foundation _. Follow me, Only One Tino. If you have any questions, if you need anything, I'm here for y'all. God bless. See y'all soon.
So you should go to school and do something more sensible and, take care of your mother for the rest of her life, because you won't make it being an actor. And so I said from that moment on, because I still have that dollar.
Wow.
I keep that dollar in my wallet.
Wow.
And I said from that moment on, if for no other reason, I'm going to make that fucker eat his words. Seriously. You know what I mean? And also just, I just love the craft. But that right there, it hurt me so bad. Yeah. It hurt me so bad. And, I was just like, nah, I know I can do this. I know I can do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, when did the skill set get involved? Because you have an actual skill set for it. Like some people want to act, some people want to sing. People can't sing and people can't act. But you can act.
I appreciate it.
So where did the skill set start to kind of develop and grow?
I would say after Swing Low. I just knew I had to get better. Honestly, when I watched the movie, obviously it was what it was. It was, pop culture for Cleveland and everything, and it was great for everybody. But when I looked at myself, I was like, I'm just picking myself apart. I'm like, man, there are so many things I could have did better. And honestly, at the time, I was just around better talent. And I was like, yo, they are out acting the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And I thought I did okay. But I just really had to be honest with myself and say, nah, you got to get better.
Wow.
You got to get better. You got to get better. It don't matter what other people say, because people will never tell you if you're bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, you did great. But I feel like in order to be a great actor or just great at anything, you have to know what you're good at and what you're not. And you have to know your strong points and your weak points. And I knew when I watched that movie, I was weak in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
And I knew when it comes to a situation like this, because I knew it was going to come, I know, body language has to be right. Voice inflection has to be right. Timing has to be right. Delivery has to be right. I want to be able to go back and say, I'm not putting out any more bad tape.
Wow. So 10 plus years later, Swing Low, Johnny Again, HWIC, the classic. You were in that movie. Now, who did you play? You obviously wasn't this tall.
Yeah, and I'm a lot heavier too. I played Little Man.
Yeah. So, man, congratulations on that, because that was dope. How did you get the role, and kind of what was the experience outside of, damn, they're acting better than me? Like, it
was great.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great, man. I mean, that was my first film that I ever did, and that was the first time meeting Johnny and Dave and everybody, and I auditioned, and that's another thing too. I don't even think my audition was that great.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so, just luckily, they put me in the film, and I was appreciative for that, and I was like, cool. But I don't think that I auditioned that great, but when they gave me the role, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make up for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna at least try to do Little Man some type of justice. You know what I mean? And at least just show them like, yo, I appreciate the fact that, you probably could have chose somebody else, but you chose me.
Right. So. No, absolutely. So in that time between now and then, kind of, did you have any times where you was like, I don't think I could do this, or I don't think I'm gonna make it one day?
So I don't think I ever really truly want to make it, because I feel like the pursuit is always
greater.
It's greater to me. Because I feel like as human beings, like once we arrive to a destination, we're like, so what's next? You know what I mean? And I always want to be going after the next thing. But yeah, throughout that long hiatus, I did some things with other creatives as well. But I just spent a lot of time reading books, reading those scripts, watching a lot of movies, studying some of the best actors, and like, okay, they do this, they do this, they do this. And just in the mirror, doing a lot of dummy tapes, writing a lot of monologues that, nobody will ever see, you know what I mean? And just, making promises to myself that only I know about, you know what I mean? So,
Now, putting yourself out there as an actor, especially growing up and getting kind of like that first role, but then especially after that first role, I would say, kind of really putting yourself out there and really kind of developing your skills for you. When did you feel like you had grown? Because you came in way too confident into this movie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can see it. It just was, couldn't have been yesterday.
I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know. I think over time, I just developed this certain level of confidence that I wanted people to see, even though I don't necessarily always feel that on the inside. You know what I mean? Faking it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I think that I go out a lot and I do a lot of people watching. Like I said, I do a lot of reading books and all these different things. And I think that when I knew I had it was when I was being able to, imitate like my family members and doing all these different things. I'm like, okay, I'm getting pretty good at just mimicking people and still being able to be confident and not breaking character and all these different things. And so even as I sit here and talk to you, I pay attention to how you looking at me, how you standing, all these different things. And so, just, I don't know. It's a lot.
No, I love it. Now, you call yourself an actor. What does that mean and what does that look like? Because everybody wants to be an actor.
So, well, to me, kind of just rehashing what I said, when a producer calls you, director, casting director, whatever, taking that serious. Being able to, be professional, being able to, be the face of a product. And also, if Dave is using them as an example, here's a script, come ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that means to me is, all right, we're going to let you do what you do best. You're going to let us do what we do best. And when you come on set, the gentleman in the back, camera directors, whatever, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So whenever they say action, you hop right into it.
Yeah.
And so to me, what an actor is being able to take direction, knowing your lines, not always trying to be the center of attention too, because I see a lot of actors do that where they always want to be the loud, the most vocal and everything like that. But sometimes subtle is best. Yeah. Because as we sit here and talk, I'm not screaming at you, King Teeth, that's not real acting. Right. Most of the time, real acting is having a subtle conversation, and people will see the sincerity in that.
Yeah. And getting the true point across.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I think you take everything you do serious. When did you start taking yourself serious, though?
Probably late 20s, early 30s. There's something about those 30s, man, because people always say, and my grandfather used to always say this, a man don't really know himself until he hits 30.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so I think that
it.
Once I got to my late 20s, early 30s, I kind of knew who I was, and I was more grounded just in who I was as a human being, and then as a man second.
Absolutely. Okay, so Come to Me as a Woman. What do you hope comes from this role? What do you want people to kind of get across from this role, you playing this role?
Well, what I hope comes from this role, are we talking about just individually or just, company-wide?
Both.
Well, for one, I hope that this just takes HWIC to a new level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hope, it allows Johnny to open up his checkbook more and put more money into his film and also get a greater return back.
Yeah.
So, I think most importantly, because they're right now, they're the ones that's doing it the biggest, in Cleveland. So, obviously you want that to grow, even if it's, for them and for me and for anybody else that's coming along. So I hope Johnny grows. I hope everybody that's around John and Dave, I hope they grow from it. But next, for myself, man, like I was just telling you before we, got the interview kicked off, I just want the opportunities, bro.
Yeah.
I want to tell more stories. I want to do more things. You know, I want to work with some of the best actors.
Yeah.
You know, in the city, in the Midwest, in the South, on the West Coast, across seas or whatever.
Yeah.
And also too, man, I have to give a major shout out to the cast too, bro.
Absolutely.
I mean, this cast
Great
is beautiful,
job.
bro.
Oh,
This
my
cast
gosh.
is beautiful, bro.
Oh.
And I keep texting Johnny about it all the time. I'm like, bro, you should really be happy because not to say all his other projects weren't casted great,
Right.
but I mean, Teef, if you were there, man, like everything just ran so smooth, and I had never been on anything that smooth.
No, I feel the same way. In 2024, they were doing the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
so,
just as smooth.
You know, there you go. And I mean, just
as pretty too.
Right.
Come on.
And Dejanay and Tyra, they absolutely killed it with them not having a lot of prep time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm talking about we were at it for hours.
Wow.
You know, with Hayward and Nurse and it was
At the crib?
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I remember them days.
Over FaceTime, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. I mean, obviously I did my own thing to my, by myself, but it was just it was beautiful, bro. It was I honestly, selfishly, I want to do a part 2 just so that way I can be around them again because I just had so much fun. I had so much fun.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, coming to a close here, being that you have been in the game for a while, but it is kind of like your second coming out party. Where for you, as far as inspiration goes, who was the people that kind of inspired the even taking that dollar and putting it in your pocket? Like, I'm gonna hold on to that.
Other people that inspired me?
Yeah. Or movies in general?
Yeah.
Movie that inspired you?
Well, I mean, let's just say this. Anybody that's in Hollywood right now inspires me because it's not an easy place to make it.
Agreed.
It's not an easy place to make it, bro. Even on the independent level, like, believe me, I don't take any of this for granted.
Agreed.
Bro. I don't take none of this for There are so many people that want to see their face on a poster.
Who?
You know what I mean? There are so many people that, but a lot of them don't really have a work ethic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I put a lot of work into this.
Yes.
But as far as inspirations, man, I'm gonna say something that most people don't say. Me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say I'm my biggest inspiration just because I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. A lot of times I say fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm gonna really do good at something.
Yeah.
But I just try.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And there's this little kid, there's the inner child inside of me that's just like, yo, you were teased so bad growing up.
Really?
And so, yeah, man, I'm talking about teased. I'm talking about to the point to where I couldn't even look in mirrors.
Why was you bald-headed as a child?
No,
too?
no. No.
What was that? What was up?
I mean, you know how it is. So, when you're young, you just go through that weird phase, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That weird looking phase.
Yeah.
You know, your head bigger than your ears, ears bigger
Absolutely.
than your head. Just all this, and kids are
And you was gonna be tall, so some shit was
Right,
going
and
on.
so, right.
Okay.
And so,
I got you.
I
That
mean,
shit takes a while.
your voice ain't got deeper yet. So, you're talking like a kid. You just,
But
it's
you're
just
6'5".
yeah. And so it just wasn't matching up. And so I think a lot of where my inspiration comes from is that I also, along with that dollar, I keep a small picture of myself.
Yeah.
And I just always go back and say, man, I just hope I'm making that little dude proud.
Real talk. I love that.
So, yeah.
I love that. Now, okay, the last thing we do here is called Get It Off Your Chest.
Okay.
So it's whatever you need to get off. Let the people know who Mel is, where he is coming from as far as inspiration, motivation, and just the appreciation to the people who's watching you.
Well, first, I want to thank you. I want to thank you because, like I said, it's no BS. When that notification came to my Instagram, I was very happy. I was like, oh my God, you are actually the first sit down interview I've ever done.
Wow,
And
I
so,
love that.
that meant a lot to me. But one thing I just want to get off my chest, man, and John, he'll know what I'm talking about, and you will too, especially from doing this for a long time.
Mm.
A lot of what acting has become, just entertainment in general, it's become such a popularity contest. Yep. And it's not even about if you're good. And so I would just love to see more people get opportunities that are actually fucking good at what they do and not just popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there are so many people out there, and I understand that this is a business. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's always been,
sell.
yeah, you got to. But if you are popular, just don't let that be the only thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't lean on that.
Please be good at what you do
Right.
too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because there are so many people that are just popular, but they ain't popping like how they think they are.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so I always said that, you know, and me, I can get better too. You
Yep.
know what I mean? But I'm just saying, for those individuals out there that are popular, that do have a name, please be good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be one of those people like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm this, I'm that. Because, look, bro, like, you know, we in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can all stretch. We can all further our reach a lot
Yep.
more, and we can get better. And don't just think you just the hottest shit, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's what the fuck I had to get off my chest. Because, goddamn, I mean, I'd be like, some of these Cleveland artists, I'd be like, yo,
Relax.
yeah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Be happy about what you
Yeah,
accomplished.
But get better at what you do.
Thank you, brother.
'Cause
Don't
you
don't plateau.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Because you
Don't
plateau because you stopped working.
That's all I'm
And
saying.
that's it.
That's
and
it.
That's absolutely the truth. So tell them where they can find you and everything.
Bear with me. I ain't really on Instagram like that. It's fun guy _ male.
I was gonna say funny.
Fun guy _ male. Yeah, and I want to work with anybody that want to work with me. Whoever sees this interview, yeah. If you got some stories out there, run it through me in my Instagram. Also got my email on there, so send it to me. I'm just looking to collab with creators, man.
Absolutely. Well, man, appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Good brother.
Appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate HWIC, Johnny,
Yes.
Sweezy, Sean, new partner. I see you over there, big dog. he ain't just working no more. He working for a purpose. This is the King TV Network. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We got some things cooking. We out here. Peace. What's good? It's your boy King T from the King TV Network. And look, HWIC just dropped a new banger called Come to Me as a Woman, starring Mel and Dejanay. Shout out to the lovely Dejanay. We truly appreciate it. Hey, go check that out right now. Peace on Tubi.